the Talkin Wrasslin podcast, where potting is real.
Yeah, paying for medical shit fucking sucks, Lyssie.
Is that how we're starting the podcast?
Fucking medical insurance, health insurance, a fucking scam.
Literally as we were starting
Dental insurance, scam.
I asked Dylan if I was able to go to a local doctor with
a local medical facility.
A local medical facility with an outstanding bill from, like, not the same facility, but the same brand. I don't know, is the one that I'm talking about, is that like a general, like, overall?
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about, to be honest with you.
Like, the place that I went when my meniscus tore.
Which one did you go to again?
The one that was the old Walmart where my sister-in-law works.
Did I go to that one for my foot or elbow?
No.
Foot?
Your elbow. When your elbow dislocated, that was the first place we went, because they had the walk-in, like...
Okay,
that's
I know
where
what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it might just be the same thing I literally just said of, like, you can go and the most that they'll say to you is, you have a bill of so-and-so.
Yeah, because
do you want to pay it now?
I haven't really been paying on that, so...
Well, who gives a fuck about paying medical bills in this economy?
I just want to go get screened for autism.
In this economy?
And I don't know how to do that. And my family doctor... So, hi, welcome to Talkin Wrasslin. My family doctor was at a different place, and that place got bought out by this larger juggernaut of a medical company.
I think you can say it because, like, it's well known.
Geisinger?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Geisinger was, like...
I think it's, like, well known.
Well known or like, just... Because there's a lot around our area, but I didn't know if it was just, like, like, they had them in other states or whatever. But either way, there's a shit ton of them in Pennsylvania. And my local family facility had been bought out by Geisinger, and she works there still. But
imagine being bought out and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna work for the fucking big man.
Literally, like, I'm assuming bought out's like the better word, but nonetheless, she still works there. So I'd like to still just go to her and be like, how do I go about getting an autism screening? Because, like, I was taking a couple quizzes last night on, like, those they're like medical websites, like .org websites that, like, they're out there for, like, free autism screenings and whatnot, to give you an idea of maybe it's something you should go and look at more into. Right. And they're like, you should definitely go look more into this. Like, you definitely should schedule some sort of consultation. And I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, well, okay then.
All right.
Anyway.
Hi, welcome to Talkin Wrasslin, where I might be autistic and the rules don't matter. Dylan, you're the host for this week.
I'm the host.
And I'm Lyssie.
Medical insurance is a scam. Anyway, we got things to talk about. You can tell by the title of this episode, that's the wrestler of the week. We're gonna do a little something different and talk a lot about the legendary Bruiser Brody. So yeah. But we got things to talk about beforehand, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Yeah. So let's just start off with, does it feel like WrestleMania weekend as a whole is dying? Because, as you know, GCW and let's start with this. Ring of Honor isn't running Final Battle WrestleMania weekend. They just announced it for, like, the first week of May.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's in Atlantic City. Want to go? It's at the Boardwalk Hall.
No.
It's at the Boardwalk Hall.
No.
But, so... that's like Ring of Honor's WrestleMania thing, but they're not running that WrestleMania weekend. They're running that a few days afterwards, or a few weeks afterwards. But then there's still, like, the regular WrestleMania weekend festivities happening. There is the Hall of Fame, which still only has 3 fucking people announced, I guess. They're doing, like, a roast of WrestleMania. Did you see that?
No.
So after night 2 of WrestleMania, there's some controversial comedian. I'm not up to date with stand-up comedian. In my opinion, I think stand-up comedy is fucking stupid, especially in this day and age, because why is stand-up comedy still a fucking thing? Because, boy, go watch anything stand-up comedy. They're gonna get canceled.
I've seen some funny stand-up comedic stuff on like TikTok and whatnot.
Like
Me and Pat would
I
send
know
each other stuff. My Piercer Pat would send stuff.
I know this is I know this guy can be controversial, but I do like him because he's funny. Shane Gillis.
Who is Shane Gillis?
He is. You'll know exactly.
Did we watch one of his specials?
We did. Yes, you will know immediately as soon as I show you a picture of him.
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
That guy.
That guy.
I don't remember enough of if I liked. I think I thought some of his stuff was funny, but
yes.
Also, in fairness, like I just at this point in my life, I just kind of laugh at anything, and then like
that's fair.
It is what it is.
But
you know what I mean?
The big thing.
My sense of humor is pretty.
The big thing is GCW's collective. They do like 10 fucking shows, starting on like Wednesday all the way to like Sunday.
Yeah.
Joey Janela's Spring Break, the Clusterfuck. They usually have like a lucha show, Effie's Big Gay Brunch, all of that. But a lot of people are saying the indies are dead. WrestleMania weekend is over with because WWE ID, as we know, they will be having their first round matches being held at GCW's collective. What are your thoughts on all of this?
What, on WrestleMania weekend dying?
Yeah, like it seems like WrestleMania weekend's dying. WWE is just monopolizing it and getting themselves involved in everything. Like,
well, what the fuck have I been saying for the past fucking year and a half? What have I been for a year, if so? What the fuck have I been saying about this WWE ID thing? I've been saying, look, it's a good thing for talent that wants to go to WWE, and I'm fine with it if it just stays that way, where people see certain indie talents, they offer them the extension, those people want to go to WWE, and they take that extension to work in like their facilities and whatnot, and still go do indie stuff and whatnot, and there's like a good barrier and like boundary between it all. I don't have inherently an issue in something like that. What I have an issue in is them trying to monopolize indie promotions and like literally them on Twitter fucking begging people to book WWE ID talent. Like it just looks silly and it just looks fucking desperate. And I've also said for a while now that like the whole feeling of WrestleMania to begin with has just felt corporated and monopolized for a very fucking long time.
It's gonna feel like that a lot more this year, I think.
The whole WrestleMania moment verbiage in general.
That's what WrestleMania is all about anymore. It's WrestleMania moment.
It's you're gonna go to WrestleMania and you're gonna have your WrestleMania moment. Wrestling moments in general are not orchestrated. Moments in wrestling history that happen and that are iconic and that are looked fondly back upon is not something that's orchestrated, and it's not something that should, in my opinion, be like copyright corporated.
Let's talk about one of my favorite WrestleMania moments that happened. It wasn't orchestrated or anything. And it's one of the most iconic WrestleMania moments. There's other ones, but this is like the one that comes to the top of my head. Rock versus Hogan, WrestleMania 18. Bell rings, the crowd loses their fucking minds before they even lock up.
Yeah.
That's not orchestrated. That's not Rock and Hogan being like, yeah, cheer for us. That's them being over as hell at that point.
You could even say, like, in the same regards to the separate company, Kenny and Bryan.
I was just trying to keep it WWE.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's even my point in general, is these wrestling moments and stuff like this, like these happen, like the Anthony Bowens thing, where I think it was actually Harley Cameron before like she got super over, when Harley Cameron was trying to flirt with Anthony Bowens and he goes, "Girl, I don't know if you can tell by the gear, but I'm gay." Well, and the whole crowd started chanting, "He's gay."
The whole acclaimed rise to fame wasn't even orchestrated. Yeah. That just happened.
Exactly. But like that was like, and I think Anthony Bowens even said it. He was like, I don't know who's calling me from New Jersey, but I don't have the moment to talk right now. And like he was even saying, I think that was the first time that I've ever had a group of people chant to me in wrestling and in life in general, "He's gay," in a positive manner that was uplifting. Like, stuff like that just happens, and they happen to be like the biggest moments because they're not planned, because it's not orchestrated. And I've been saying for a while now that I fucking hate that WWE has taken the WrestleMania moment and tried to just make it into a thing. Like, it feels forced. It feels orchestrated. It feels like, again, it feels corporate. Like, you know how when you go to a new job and they have, like, those acronyms for stuff? Like they'll have those acronyms for how you're going to make a sale. Or we
I have one on the back of my name tag. You want to see?
We have one.
It's GET.
We have one for my job where it's literally just called latte. And it's the customer service, like, motive. I can't remember. I think it's like listen, assess, take action,
I forget
thank,
mine.
and I don't remember what E stands for.
Wasn't there one at Zoomies? I'm gonna say Zoomies.
There was one at Zoomies.
I forget what the one at Zoomies
I don't remember what the fuck it was either. I mean, I know we had, like, the tap cards, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it. There was one at Hot Topic where, it was about, like, oh god, I don't remember. It was something based off of jeans, but I think it was for customer service approach. Same thing with Zoomies, or not Zoomies, Journeys. Nonetheless, my point is, you know how when you go to a job and there's those fucking acronyms, and they, like, try to, like, make sure you do things this accordingly, and it tries to be fun, and it tries to sound innovative and not like you're doing something for your job. That's what WrestleMania moment has turned and feels into me, is something that corporate tells you in a training video that's supposed to be fun and hip and down with the times, but it's really just some weird corporate made thing to get you to do your job.
Want to know my favorite thing about, like, WrestleMania is now? Everyone needs the main event, right? Mm-hmm. So you got main event and Jey Uso. You know damn well, even with 2 nights, you know damn well, main event and Jey Uso and Gunther ain't main eventing. They ain't main event night 2. That's Cena and Cody. Night 1, they ain't main eventing.
No.
They're gonna fucking open. Main event and Jey Uso. Like, I remember there's a fucking infamous tweet out there. I wish it got more traction. But it was from last year's WrestleMania. Nothing like main event and Jey Uso going on smack dab middle in the card. Mm-hmm. Yeah, why call main event Jey Uso? It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. By the way, main event night 1 should probably be Punk, Rollins, and Seth. That's just me, though. It shouldn't be that women's triple threat. But
Roman and Seth?
Roman, Seth, and Punk.
You said Seth, Rollins, and Seth, or Punk, Seth, and Rollins.
The 3 fucks. the 3 members of the Shield.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose looking a little weird.
The Shield triple threat.
Dean Ambrose looking a little different.
I'm sorry, that women's triple threat should have main event. So that's just me. There's a better story with the Punk, Rollins, and Reigns fucking situation. Anyway, continuing on until, like...
Give me 1 second. I just want to see what these texts are about, just because they're from some of my managers.
I'm being fucking really interrupted.
Alright, sorry, I peed on my notes. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, so continuing on, like, the same thing, there's literally, like, no hype for, like, Spring Break or anything.
No, and that's the thing, too, is, like, I feel like I haven't heard anything about...
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, I haven't heard anything.
Like, different, like indie shows and whatnot promoting around WrestleMania weekend. I don't know if they're trying to, for whatever reason, keep it, like, on the DL. Not really on the DL. But not talk about it too much with WWYD seeming to be on everyone's fucking ass.
To be honest with you, for how much I like GCW, I feel like there hasn't been hype for GCW in months. And to be honest with you, you know what the reason is. Nick Gage is gone.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. A lot of people are, I don't want to say tuning out to GCW because of that, but a lot of people aren't as, like, invested in it anymore.
Well, and to be fair, like, this again, this sounds fucked up because, like, support indie wrestling, yeah, but all the good fucking people are either on WWE or AEW television now.
I mean, I'm excited to...
Like, the only people there that are, like, worth the watch now is fucking Matt Cardona. Like, I'm sorry, not even Joey Janela.
I mean, I'm excited for Zack Sabre Jr. and Kid Bandit on Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Yeah.
That'll be really fun. But there's not really a whole heck of a lot of matches I even saw that really caught my attention.
Joey Janela and Sabu because it's gonna be so bad.
Oh yeah, that I have interest.
It's gonna be so bad that it's gonna be good.
They're just gonna hate each other with chairs probably, because like realistically, what the fuck is Sabu gonna do?
Sabu can't do shit, bro.
Yeah,
he's gonna die.
And Joey could only really do so much.
There's probably gonna be like 900 run-ins. It's
and
gonna be
I
bad.
think I remember watching the Joey Janela like YouTube documentary where he was talking about how the first time he wrestled Sabu, he was really excited because like Sabu was like a legend and whatnot, and how much he loved Sabu. And then that match just turned out to not be what he wanted it to be because Sabu's a lot older. And this was years ago.
Yeah.
This was years ago.
And they're only doing this because Sabu never properly had a retirement match, and it's in where Sabu lives in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I guarantee you RVD probably shows up. I guarantee you Bill Alfonso will be there. If the Sheik was still alive, they'd fucking bring his fucking corpse out.
Yeah. But
it's gonna be so bad. I'm ready for it.
No, I haven't been seeing a whole heck of a lot of hype around it.
I love bad indie wrestling.
It's a little disheartening because, like, you don't want the indies to die, but I had a strong suspicion with this whole WWE ID thing that it was going to cause some sort of friction in the indies, and I don't know.
Because, like, realistically, let's just ask this really quick. You're the WWE ID champion, so you are representing, technically, WWE. Now, say you're facing, let's say, a Matt Cardona. Big name on the indies. Who goes over? Do you, let's say it's at GCW. So let's say it's a match at GCW. As Fort Lauderdale, do you put your own talent over, or do you have to put the WWE talent over? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because, like, what else are you gonna do?
Like, what politics do you gotta play? And what politics are being played?
Yeah, like what are you supposed to do with them? And, like, no offense.
And I'm just using Matt Cardona. But it can go against anyone.
But the thing is, like, if you have, like, a Matt Cardona, no offense, but you're having this no-name WWID person come in and, like, dethrone your fucking top guy.
Yeah, because it's not like it's, like, a Ricky Saints.
Yeah.
That's the ID champion. He's an NXT. These ID people are below it. It goes ID, NXT, WWE. That's what it is. There's stuff in between there, but
I don't think they need a fucking championship unless they were going to keep it within their own, like, facility. Like, I think the WWE ID thing, honestly, should have just been
too many damn belts in wrestling.
An additional facility where indie talent can go and learn the WWE style because WWE thinks that they're good enough on the indies and they want them to join WWE, so they want them to get the proper training while they're still in the independents, give them some additional guidance, have, like, WWID attached to them so that way, like, if they want a contract, once they're ready, they get that guaranteed contract, and that's it. That's all it should have fucking been.
Yeah.
Now we're adding a bunch of other shit into it, like, why do we need a championship? Are we even, where can you watch WWE ID talent?
I think it's evolved. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
I think that's what Evolve is.
Okay.
Which you can watch on Tubi.
Okay.
On Wednesdays. Yeah, which I watched, like, the first episode. There is some, like, cool talent there, but, like, honestly, I'd rather just watch AEW. It's like watching, like, very low budget AEW. Like, very low budget. No offense, Gabe Sapolsky. It's your baby, and you are a great booker. He was the booker for, like, the Prime Ring of Honor years. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Alberto Del Rio drama.
What's happening now?
We're gonna read this together. I read it. It's funny, but also fucked up. But also, Bryce sent this to me, and he's like, please talk about this, because I know you'll talk shit on Alberto Del Rio, and it's funny.
Hello, Bryce.
So, Bryce...
also, we might have another additional viewer here that I should be addressing. No longer are we going to be saying our one viewer, Bryce. We will be saying our two viewers, Bryce and Bree.
Hi, Bree.
So, hi, Bree, if you're watching this. If not, you fucking liar.
I gotta find this link. There it is. So, Alberto El Patron, suspended from wrestling.
Is that what he's called now?
Yes.
Sounds like a fucking transformer.
That's what he was in TNA and all of that.
Albatron? Optimus Prime?
Elbatron.
Oh, I thought you said Albatron.
No, Alberto El Patron.
Oh my god, I thought
Patron.
you said fucking Albatron like he's some
Alberto Del Rio suspended from wrestling in Tijuana after incident with fans. The 6-month ban stems from an incident at a AAA show that allegedly sent a woman to the hospital, but is unlikely to impact the former Alberto Del Rio's title run with the promotion. Last Friday, March 14th, at a AAA show in Tijuana, Alberto Del Rio, I'm just saying Del Rio, wrestled El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. Okay. At some point...
He's going to diagnose me with autism.
At some point during Del Rio's victory, she knocked over a bunch of fucking figures, I think. We should pause this.
Yeah.
And we're back with, Lita causing mayhem. Anyway, before I continue reading, new breaking news. The natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon, will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Cool.
Yeah, I just saw that pop on my Twitter. Anyway, back to Alberto Del Rio. At some point during Del Rio's victory, fans in Tijuana, we'll just say, were said to be throwing coins. Goddamn, at the former Alberto Del Rio. He went into the stands to confront someone in particular, but was unable to reach them and throws a chair in their direction. Another chair is thrown at Del Rio from a different spot in the crowd and connects. He then gets a few drinks thrown at him while officials get him out of the seats. Much of this was caught on video. There were several accounts posting, they're showing tweets of what happened and stuff. Pretty much what I read. He's suspended for 180 days.
How are you going to be suspended for 180 days and not have it affect your title reign?
The ban only applies in Tijuana. So it's AAA being AAA. Thoughts on this? Thoughts on Alberto Del Rio being Alberto Del Rio, which is pretty much, he's being a piece of shit.
Get him out of the fucking wrestling business.
Yeah.
We don't need him.
He I know Saraya isn't the best person either. But when they were dating or whatever, he did fucked up shit to her. I think he abused her. I'm not positive on that. Brain fog right now. But I believe he after they broke up, he was stalking her.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I don't know if he abused her. I want to say he probably fucking did.
I think he
I want
did,
to say
if
he
I'm
probably
remembering
did.
correctly.
Yeah. But yeah, Alberto Del Rio is a piece of shit. This is for Bryce. Fuck Alberto Del Rio. Fuck him. I've always fucking hated him. His fucking stupid ass fucking gimmick. And whatever the fuck. Alberto Del Rio. Fucking stupid Ricardo Rodriguez bullshit. Fuck him. Anyway. Big question here. Because this is still a big discourse on Twitter. Who should induct Lex Luger into the WWE Hall of Fame? Should it be Sting or should it be DDP? Who should it be, Lyssie? Should it be?
I don't know.
Should it be? So I'm gonna break this down for you. Because a few people broke this down. Should it be Sting, who is one of Lex Luger's best friends, but also he supposedly tattled on Lex back in the day when Lex was cheating on his wife, I believe? Or should you have the guy that's helping Lex Luger walk again, induct him?
Why not both?
It's probably going to be DDP because Tony Khan's probably not going to allow Sting to do it.
Why not both?
It's not going to be both.
Well, I would say DDP is probably going to be the more...
It's going to be DDP.
...plausible answer.
Yeah, it's going to be DDP. It makes the most sense. I get why he wants Sting, but it's going to be DDP. It's going to be DDP.
Sorry, I have a baby that I'm trying to control right now.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, but it was Monday midday Raw because the next couple episodes of Raw are taken at 3 p.m. on a Monday. This was from Brussels because they're in Brussels, and it was a pretty good episode. Not gonna lie. We got heel John Cena.
Yeah.
And I love it. Minus the heel and face comment, I'm not a heel, I'm not a face, I'm me or whatever. We don't need to be saying all of that. We don't need to share everything at work.
We don't need to say everything at work.
But he talked about abusive relationship. He pretty much said, fuck them kids. He isn't changing anything because fuck us, which that's actually kind of cool. Then he broke up with us. He literally broke up with us. I have not been okay. I am not over this.
Sorry, babe. I can't talk. I just got out of an abusive relationship with John Cena
Yeah,
over
like,
the past 25 years.
Bro, he just broke up with us. He just dropped us like that.
Apparently, I've been in a relationship with John Cena since I've been alive.
Yeah.
And he just ended our relationship.
And then Cody called him a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
What do you think of all that?
It made me feel weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It's
like,
insane that this is happening.
Part of it kind of made me feel bad for Cena. Cause like everyone's booing him and telling him to leave, and like I know that wrestling's not real. You know what I mean? But like I was never a big John Cena person. I've said that so many times. But like I don't know. Like you've always seen like Cena be so beloved, and obviously he still is very beloved. Like everyone in the crowd's joining him, booing him because everybody loves him and they're excited and they're happy about it. But like it just felt weird. It felt like uncanny.
This feels like a WWE video game.
Yeah, like he was leaving the ring and he like just genuinely looked sad, and I was like, oh man, I kind of feel bad for him.
I do find it cool that like he didn't change. He's not changing like his gear or his theme song because that's what we want.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck you. I understand not changing like the shirts because like those fucking sell.
Yeah.
And like you could tell what they're doing. Like every town that he's in is like a specific shirt. That's why I want him to come.
Ow.
That's why I want him to come like specific. He will not come to our fucking hometown because our hometown is shitty. But I would like a specific John Cena hometown shirt.
Yeah.
That isn't Philadelphia. Like specifically, you know, without giving away our hometown, it'd be cool. But yeah, he better win the fucking belt, bro.
Yeah.
He better win the belt.
I don't know. The whole thing just feels weird. You know? It feels odd. I just feel bad for him. I don't like that he looked sad.
Lita, what do you think about heel
I don't
John
like
Cena?
that he looked depressed.
What do you think of heel John Cena?
She's trying to leave.
She's like, fuck this.
She's trying to go cause problems.
You're not leaving. Anyway. Penta in WWE has been great.
Yes.
He has an intercontinental title match tonight. I think it's tonight on Raw against Braun. Like he has a singles titles match within like he's been here like 2 months.
Yeah.
And he's probably gonna be on the Mania card.
Which would be cool.
In like a multi-man match, but still cool.
What if they just give Penta the belt?
That'd be insane.
Like
I don't think they do it like 4 weeks before Mania though.
No. Well, who knows? They gave Io the belt.
That's true. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
That'd be insane. Also, Rhea Ripley signs her name. So I guess we're getting a triple threat.
Yeah.
Which is honestly the best case scenario at this point. I didn't want to watch Io versus Bianca. Rhea Ripley's a good fucking wrestler.
She is.
Like, people fucking hate her because she barely wrestles. And it's like, well, yeah, but... So
that's what happens when you end up getting to, like, a certain height.
Punk barely wrestles. Roman barely wrestles. Rollins barely wrestles. Cena barely wrestles. Fuck, half the roster barely wrestles.
Yeah, when you get to a certain point in being over with the fucking crowd, you don't wrestle as often. You just go out there and talk a lot, and then, like, you have, like, your big matches at the pay-per-view.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are barely wrestling now.
Mm-hmm.
Jey Uso's almost there.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu has been there not even a year and is there pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. They're television stars. They're not wrestlers. Anyway. Let's talk about some Dynamite. And oh boy.
What happened on Dynamite?
Well, first, there was a dumb finish to that Fatal 4-Way.
Oh my god. So I was watching this by myself because Dylan was at work. And I was
watching this, though.
If you follow me on Twitter, you saw my setup. I was laying in bed. I had my pickle de gallo dip. I had my scoops. And I had my kitten laying at my feet. It was everything I could have ever wanted. Sorry, Dylan. But it was great. And we started off this match, and it was Ricochet, Speedball Mike Bailey, Mark Davis, and who else was in this?
I don't fucking remember.
There was somebody else in it. I can't fucking remember who the fuck it was.
I don't fucking remember. They don't really matter. It's just Ricochet and Mike Bailey that matters at this point.
So I think they pinned Mark Davis.
They probably did. Sounds about right.
And I had Lita sitting at my feet watching. And I was actually I was Snapchatting a video to Mark, my friend Mark. And she was watching this match. She was infatuated with Mike Bailey.
This cat will watch certain wrestling matches.
Yeah.
And baseball.
She was infatuated with Speedball Mike Bailey. When he was on the screen, her eyes were locked on there. And it was actually literally right up to the finish, like right before the finish happens. I'm filming her. And as Speedball and Mark Davis go down, like Ricochet's getting up on the apron or whatever, and I stopped filming. And literally as soon as I stopped filming, the stupid fucking finish happened where Speedball pinned him and Ricochet stacked on top and put his feet on the ropes. So they both won somehow. And literally as soon as that happened, she got up, Lita got up and left. She left the room.
It was done. Mike Bailey should have just won. We don't need a triple threat.
No. And like...
And now there's going to be fucking discourse all over fucking Twitter. No disrespect to Kenny or Mike Bailey, but there's going to be discourse all over fucking Twitter of this is going to be the better triple threat, or this is the best triple threat of all time, and it beats out Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels.
I just kind
Shut
of...
the fuck up
The
already.
only thing that I'm kind of hoping for, and we'll see...
Ricochet takes the fucking pin.
Yeah, is that Mike Bailey doesn't take the pin, and he's in this match, but he doesn't have to take a pin yet, is what it is. Because obviously...
Also, just I'm not going to lie, what a random triple threat, but also very on par for AEW. This is the most PWG triple threat I've ever fucking seen.
It's going to be a fun triple threat. I'll say that much at least. But I think this also maybe could also help along the lines of keeping a story with Speedball and Kenny. Because if Ricochet takes the pin from Kenny, because he could afford to take the pin, then it kind of leads into a story with Speedball and Kenny where it's like, well, you never actually beat me. You never pinned me.
I mean, either way, Kenny versus Ricochet, Kenny versus Mike Bailey one-on-one would have been good. But yeah. I would have just rathered Mike Bailey.
Yeah, but then Mike Bailey takes the pin early on and coming in, and...
He takes the pin against Kenny Omega.
But yeah, he takes the pin against Kenny Omega, so it's really not like you're winning, honestly, because you're getting pinned by Kenny.
You don't even need the win. Do a time limit draw.
That's true, too.
Go 60 fucking minutes.
That's true, too.
I don't care. Anyway.
You think Kenny can go 60 minutes, though, still?
That was also my thought of them making this a triple threat is this like just to give Kenny like a little break?
Yeah.
Like to get Kenny on the card, but not in a tag match, but also not to go ham in a one-on-one.
Because he already went ham with Takeshita in a one-on-one.
So like give him a break, do a triple threat where he can get taken out.
Yeah.
So that's what I also think this is kind of the give it easy for Kenny route.
Maybe.
So can't blame them there on that because like boy might poop himself.
Yeah, it'll still be a fun match. So I'm not like.
Or this is just Tony Khan being like, what would PWG do?
Yeah, I'm not like as mad about it as I could be. I do wish it was Kenny and Speedball, but again, like Ricochet's fine. Their styles are gonna mesh well, so it'll be good either way. I can't be that upset.
And then after that, we had Mercedes Moné, and I was right about this, versus Billy Starks.
Billy Starks almost killed Mercedes and herself.
Yes. It was a good match, though.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was a good match. But yes, that wild... Oh, man. Whew. This was a good match, though. But yeah, again, Dylan's been proven right. This is probably leading the Mercedes versus Athena.
Well, yeah, because Mercedes had that backstage segment. I don't know if you saw the segment.
No.
So Mercedes had a backstage segment with Renee. And literally she started off the whole thing where she was like, yeah, you know, Billy Starks did really give me a run for my money, but like she wasn't, or a run for my Monet, if you will. But you know, she wasn't able to beat me. And then she started going off about being like, I mean, like, honestly, Renee, who trained this girl? Like, who even trained this girl? Because like she gave me it, but she still couldn't beat me. So I want to know who's responsible for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who was in charge of this kid? So I
Okay.
think it is leading to Mercedes and Athena.
Interesting. Good. Anyway, let's move on to the last interesting thing that happened. This was at the 9 o'clock hour. This was not the main event of the show.
I still don't know why.
I literally think it's because they were taping Collision, but like they weren't on Collision. I don't know. This was definitely like wherever Tony put this, the ratings were going down to begin with. But maybe putting this at the 9 o'clock hour, this was Tony being like, well, maybe we'll try to get fucking people that are like changing the channel to something else. I don't know. Anyway, it was a street fight. It was Jon Moxley versus Adam Copeland. It was absolute dog shit. It was better than the regular match, though.
Yeah, I'll say inherently, as a whole, it wasn't terrible. It was fine. It was a street fight. It's kind of hard to fuck up a street fight. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, they kind of did here. Anyway.
Yeah, so it was, yeah.
Anyway, so they're doing their thing. Now, before we go on about this, we like deathmatch wrestling, right?
Yeah.
We like deathmatch, right? My favorite wrestler is Hayabusa. I like Nick Gage as well. I'm gang affiliated. MDK all fucking day. So, Edge pulls out Spike. This fucking 2x4 fucking looking thing with spikes on it. And then he suplexes Jon Moxley.
Well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He pulls out Spike, right? We kind of expected Spike to be brought out in this.
Yeah.
He teased it before. We expect this, right? Pulls out Spike.
Yes.
Jon Moxley ends up, like, hitting him, knocking it out of his hand and whatnot. So Spike flies through the air and almost kills fucking Paul Turner. Paul Turner was refereeing, right?
Yes.
Almost kills Paul Turner.
Paul Turner is the best. Well, yeah, more on that in a minute.
Almost fucking kills Paul Turner. So they go for a little bit. Edge eventually gets Spike back, and he, like, hits Jon Moxley in the stomach. Ooh, with Spike. Oh, God, that's nasty. That sucks. Ooh, damn, all right. Jon Moxley's, like, keeled over because he just got hit in the stomach with this thing. Oh, and then he smacks him in the back with it. Oh, Jesus Christ, man, that's fucking gnarly. Jesus Christ, they're really going to town on each other. Like, damn, all right. That's where it should have fucking ended, if you ask me. That was more than enough with it. Then, Edge is like, nah, I'm fucking crazy. I'm weird like that. I'm weird like that. Hit me harder. I'm crazy like that. He puts
Okay, Trevor Boyd.
He puts Spike on the ground. Spike's pointing up. Spike is looking up to the heavens at this point. And then he decides to suplex. Was it German suplex? Regular suplex? I don't know.
It was just a regular suplex.
Regular suplex. Jon Moxley onto Spike. Onto the spiky part of Spike. Not the wooden part, the spiky part of Spike. Because it's kind of built like a toothbrush if you really look at it and squint. So he hits him on the toothbrush part of the toothbrush. And
you mean the brush part of the toothbrush?
yeah, that part.
Wow.
And what do you think happens, Dylan? What do you think happens when you put a grown man who's like 200 some pounds probably on and slam them down as hard as you can onto a bed of nails? What do you think would come out of this?
Jon Moxley almost fucking dies. That's what that is.
So Spike stuck into Jon Moxley's fucking back. Impaled, stabbed him. He is fucking stabbed. Spike is gripping onto Jon Moxley, not for dear life of Spike, for dear life of Jon Moxley. Spike is knee deep in this fucking man's back.
Spike is spike deep in Jon Moxley.
Spike deep in his fucking back.
2 inches away of being paralyzed.
So, and that's the thing that I have.
But mind you, they are in a fucking snowstorm in Nebraska.
Jon Moxley drove 11 hours for this.
I mean, props driving 11 fucking hours.
Props to Jon Moxley for the drive in the snowstorm.
But you're doing this on a random Wednesday night.
What the fuck is she doing?
You're doing this on a random Wednesday night in Nebraska. Not even in the main event. The third match in.
Like, here's the thing, right? I like hardcore wrestling and deathmatch wrestling. Like, we can go back to last week's episode or the week prior where we were talking about Mariah May versus Toni Storm and how these two women beat each other to a bloody pulp and did a Taipei death match in the middle of their fucking match. We can talk about how Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale, or I think it was Chris and Willow, where Chris did the split onto the tacks. We can talk about any sort of women's match, any sort of women's street fight where these women beated each other to a fucking bloody pulp. We can talk about deathmatch wrestling, about how Nick Gage died in the fucking ring due to a light tube. We could talk about, I don't know, Swerve Strickland getting a fucking needle shoved through the side of his fucking mouth and whatnot, right?
Bro, you can just talk about anything in FMW that I have watched.
Inherently, well, I'm only saying these things specifically because inherently, well, yes. Well, I mean, Nick Gage dying from a light tube, yeah, that is something that was a freak accident when this man's used light tubes multiple times before. He's alive till tail though, so it's fine. But like inherently doing all of these things, all of these brutal, crazy fucking things. Sorry if you hear running, those are the cats. 9 times out of 10, they could cause injury, and there is the likelihood of them causing some sort of serious gash or serious injury or whatever. But inherently speaking, this shit's gonna hurt. This shit's gonna fucking suck, right? But when you're talking about on live TV, not even pay-per-view, on live TV, when you're talking about these thick-ass fucking metal spikes impaling somebody in the back, literally 2 inches away from your fucking spinal cord, like, who's to say that this spot couldn't have gone so fucking severely wrong and it was 2 inches over to the left? And maybe I'm being dramatic about it. I'm not a doctor. But what if this was just a little bit over and these spikes went and impaled his fucking spinal cord and he was fucking paralyzed? Like, your back doesn't really, your spine specifically, doesn't really have a lot of protection there. Not a lot of skin. Not like, I could feel my fucking spine from touching my back. I could feel that fucking shit. There's really not a lot there. I popped a kid's spinal disc, out of place in his back because I hit him too hard.
Bro, I remember when I fucked up my back just running the ropes.
Yeah.
Because the steel cable was just hitting my back.
And again,
I also just had back issues from bumping.
I'm all for shit. And you can sit here and call me hypocritical because you could go back to the blood and guts match with the Golden Elite versus, I think it was actually the Death Riders versus the BCC, Blackpool Combat Club or whatever, BBC or whatever.
I think spikes in wrestling matches are fucking stupid.
But here's the thing. When that spike board was brought out and Kenny went on that spike board, you saw a clear sign difference of how he took that bump. That did not get impaled. Honestly, I don't think that spot should have been in the match for the simple fact of that bump was soft as fuck. Like, I did not see Kenny get hit with that spike or get thrown onto that spike board and think, yeah, he got seriously injured. Dude landed on it like he was landing on a soft fucking pillow, like he was like a delicate fucking flower. Like, there was no inclination in that fucking spot where I legitimately was worried that Kenny got hurt.
Like, go ahead. Go do a thumbtack spot. I don't care. But, like, I think I draw the line at spikes.
Like, I just personally think, like, part of me is like, is it kind of iconic and cunty? A little bit. But also part of me is like,
it's fucking stupid.
I think that this was just unnecessary because with the fact that I feel like this genuinely could have actually caused a paralysis on live television if one thing went wrong.
It's only a matter of time until someone in AEW dies.
And like, I just think like, I'm glad that this went well and no one got seriously fucking hurt. But then on the same token, if Mox did seriously get hurt, what would you even say about it? Like, the fans would be like, oh my gosh, yeah, Mox took this crazy bump and he's paralyzed now. He, like, you know, wishing well to his family and this, that. And it's like, yeah, but this was unnecessary. This wasn't a freak accident. Like, the
people applauding all of this, you guys are fucking stupid.
Like, this wasn't a freak accident, like where Hangman got concussed.
Get down.
This wasn't a freak accident where Hangman got concussed and knocked out because he did an inside-out bump and landed wrong. This isn't a freak accident like with what unfortunately happened to Hayabusa, where he's done this move a million times and then he just slips up one time and gets paralyzed. Or like this isn't a freak accident like the Chris Bay thing. This isn't something that you've done, or like the alley catch situation where she goes for a suicide dive and she breaks her fucking leg.
Or even me dislocating my elbow.
Yeah, like this isn't something where like you did everything right that you could and something still went wrong and it's very unfortunate.
Well, we were a little closer to ropes.
Yes.
in my situation.
This is something where it was like you actively went and made that choice to do this, and you should, and I'm sure he did, understand the consequences that could come from something like this and know that something bad could happen and still did it anyway. And again, he's lucky. Nothing bad did fucking happen. Like they always say, you're gonna get hurt off of the easiest fucking moves. Like
you get hurt off of the moves that you do fucking a million times.
Exactly.
Compared to once.
But I just think that this was a little irresponsible. And that's coming from me as someone who fucking loves this fucking shit. Like, does it make for a really cool visual? Yeah, it fucking does. I'm not gonna lie. It's brutal as fuck. But at the same fucking time, like, This isn't fucking Crimson Mask Tony Storm being beaten in the head with the heel of a fucking shoe. You know what I mean? This isn't Britt Baker bloodied and busted open from a lights out match. This isn't even Swerve getting a needle shoved through his fucking cheek. Swerve's not gonna fucking die from a needle being shoved through his cheek. The worst thing that can happen with Swerve getting a needle shoved through his teeth or through his mouth is he ends up hitting a salivary gland and then he has this weird fucking saliva problem. Because that can happen. Fun fact, that could happen. That's an issue that people have with cheek piercings is you don't know where a salivary gland is, generally. And if you hit it when you're getting a cheek piercing, you can hit it and then perpetually have saliva leaking out of your cheek. So, fun fact, if you ever consider getting cheek piercings, that is a complication you can possibly run into. And that's a possibility that could have happened in this situation. However, not to sound like I don't want Swerve having saliva dripping from his cheek the rest of his life, but what's more crazy? Hitting a salivary gland and having that inconvenience, or being paralyzed and never being able to walk with your fucking daughter again. And that might sound fucking terrible, but that is a real fucking possibility coming from this shit. And I feel like there needs to be some sort of thought brought into spots like this when it comes to live television. You're doing this on the fucking indies. I'm expecting this from fucking GCW. I'm expecting to see shit like this from fucking GCW. You want to go do this in the fucking indies, I'm not gonna fucking stop you because that's fucking on par. But when you're talking about live television to being broadcasted worldwide on streaming services, there has to be some sort of discussion when it comes to shit like this. Tax aren't a question. Glass isn't a fucking question unless you're CM Punk. Like, fucking tables, barbed wire, like, that. None of this shit's fucking questionable.
So
there's a line that needs to be discussed before being crossed.
You want to know how bad this is? So I asked Chaos the Clown about this spot. I showed him it. I was like, check this out. I was like, what do you think of this?
Bree, for you who are unaware who's watching this, Chaos is a person we used to wrestle with backyard who did a lot of deathmatch stuff.
Yeah, go look up DCW Extreme.
Yeah, she might not be familiar with what we're talking about right now. I'm just helping out.
Or anyone that's not familiar too. Chaos the Clown, DCW. DCW Extreme, Chaos the Clown. Yeah. But I should get Jacob Yeager's response on this, if anything.
Yeah.
I should ask Yeager about this. But I asked Chaos the Clown because, like, when we're watching this, because, like, I watched it afterwards, and then, like, Lyssie watched it with me. And she was like, this is some shit DCW would do. I'm like, yeah, 100%. So I was like, I'm going to ask Chaos the Clown. And he goes, why? Just why? That's fucking stupid. That was unsafe as fuck. And I was like, goddamn. I was expecting, yo, that was fucking sick.
And again, like, if this was in GCW, yeah, that'd be fucking sick. I'm literally expecting the people in GCW to die at any moment. Any moment in the ring. They're just gonna fucking die. That's what I'm expecting when I'm watching GCW.
John Moxley is a fucking idiot. And so is Adam Copeland. Anyway, we're not even done yet with this bullshit. Because after the fucking match, well, there was like the 900 run-ins from everyone. This was their Bloodline Rules match.
Willow looked so cute.
Willow came out.
She looked adorable.
But Willow, sorry, girl. You're not the main factor of this right now. It's FTR. Are they breaking up?
Dax was upset.
He did post saying, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No.
That's what he said on Twitter.
We disappointed Uncle Dax. And it's not even because Edge lost, it's because of that stupid fucking spot.
Probably. That's why he's probably mad at Edge.
Yo, who's this guy dressed up like a minion?
That's Henry O'Godwin, bro.
He's dressed up like a fucking
No,
minion.
that's Henry O'Godwin, bro.
So are minions dressed up like
No,
Henry
he's not a
O'Godwin?
minion. He's a pig farmer. He has a bucket of slop.
Okay.
Henry O'Godwin. We're watching WWF 1995. Henry O'Godwin versus some jobber.
Anyway.
This is real wrestling, bro.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with FTR. I mean, we'll find out Wednesday, because today's Monday. What time is it, by the way?
It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay, cool.
Let's move on to SmackDown. There's only one thing from SmackDown. It's a big thing. We had Punk Rollins Reigns.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
We had the Tribal Chief and Grimace and CM Punk.
I can't believe he called him Grimace.
He called him Grimace before fighting Roman Reigns. Yeah, so a triple threat that we don't really fucking need, but it at least the build to it will be great, and the match will actually probably be good.
Yeah.
And honestly, who wins? I don't know. Who takes the pin? I don't know. That's what makes it exciting. It'd be nice if it main events night one, but like I would still feel wrong that this is Punk's main event. Like I feel like his main event should be like for a title. I feel like, and I also feel like it being a triple threat match with like nothing on the line is also just very weird.
I think there is something on the line.
Paul Heyman.
It's Paul Heyman.
It's Paul Heyman.
I think Punk wins, and Roman takes the pin from Punk because Paul Heyman.
Well, yeah,
screws him.
that's the favor. The favor isn't the main event of Mania or Punk getting a title shot. It's Punk. It's Paul Heyman turning on Roman and joining Punk again, which will be really cool. And then I think we get a Punk Roman post Mania feud.
Yeah.
Seth can fuck off. Seth will probably fuck off and probably challenge Jey Uso for the title. I could see that being a thing Seth does. But also, it would be cool if they were like, this triple threat match will be a number one contendership match where they can have the match like anytime. Like not like a Money in the Bank, but like they can hold this over Cody's head.
Or Cena.
Or Cena, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. They brawled. It did look a little awkward with all three of them
It looked
brawling.
a little silly, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like three of them brawling. It was a little weird.
It looked like Punk and Seth were trying to make sweet love and Roman just kept interrupting it.
That's what everyone was saying though, of
Yeah.
like they were comparing this brawl to just the Punk and Rollins brawl a few weeks ago on Raw, and they were like, well, you know who fucked this up.
Yeah.
And it was Roman. And it's like, yeah, honestly, he did fuck this up.
It looked like Seth and Punk were just trying to kiss each other a little bit, and Roman was like, "Oh my god, guys, no! What about me?"
Bro, I just find it funny that Punk just randomly clocked Roman behind the head to start this whole shit. I wasn't expecting that.
Honestly, kind of a vibe.
I was
kind of a diva moment.
I was expecting like Rollins to start it, but no, Punk fucking started this.
That's kind of a heel thing for Punk to do.
I like that Punk's being the heel though.
Because he's gonna steal Paul Heyman.
Well, yeah.
He's gonna whisk him away.
Yes, I like Punk
to
being
Philadelphia.
I'd rather Punk be a fucking heel. Punk as a heel is better than babyface Punk, but I do like babyface Punk, but heel Punk's better.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, let the man just run his mouth. That's all I want.
Bro just really loves to yap.
I love that, like...
He's certified yapper.
I love that everyone, including me, loves CM Punk with Paul Heyman, and it's like, he doesn't need Paul Heyman when he can cut a fucking promo. But it's just, it's kind of like us.
Well, I want Paul Heyman to be with CM Punk, and I want them to, like, modernize it. And I want Paul Heyman to be like, ladies and gentlemen, your punk rock princess, CM Punk.
Your punk rock prince.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
Meat and extra cheese. Anyway.
CM Punk with Heyman, please.
Anyway.
Like Mussolini.
Let's talk about the wrestler of the week now.
Oh, wow, that was it?
That was it.
Wow.
That was it.
How long have we... I mean, it's actually not going to tell us how long we've been recording because we've had to stop and go a couple times.
It's been about over an hour.
Probably at least an hour.
Yeah.
We kind of had to keep this one a little shorter. I mean, I feel like they're all about the same. But yeah, I have work at 3:30.
Our average is about like hour 15, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do. It's been a while since we did like a 2-hour one. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
No, it was probably with Bryce that we went over 2 hours last.
Yeah,
because Bryce loves to yap.
Well, the Bryce one with like there is one that's almost 4 hours long. Last week's was an hour and 34. The one with Bryce is the Rizzler actually Harambe is almost 2 hours long. It's an hour and 47.
I know our first one with Bryce was like 3 hours long.
Our last 2-hour episode was episode 51, which is our 1-year anniversary. We went 2 hours 7 minutes.
That's crazy.
The State of AEW, which is episode 49, is 2 hours 3 minutes. So yeah, episode 45, big episode with Bryce, where we kind of just shoot the shit, was 3 hours 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
Then after that, so much happening. 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. There was another one with Bryce, but I don't think that one was like as long.
It should have a thumbnail with Bryce on it.
Oh, I got it.
There it is.
Almost 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And then the one before that, which is titled X-Pac, is our shortest episode, under an hour long.
Which is crazy.
Which is insane. So
yeah. But also, I mean, nonetheless, like, I have work, so we're trying to do this, like, kind of quickly, which is why we didn't really do a breakdown of the week or anything.
And also, I also try not to go as long because people's attention spans, but, like, I don't mind doing a 6-hour podcast sometimes. But anyway, Wrestler of the Week. I decided to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk more about this Wrestler of the Week because definitely in my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while since like we went in depth with like someone. So I wanted to talk about Bruiser Brody. That's my Wrestler of the Week.
Yes.
Bruiser Brody, the iconic Bruiser Brody. He is synonymous with the hardcore wrestling brawling style. That a lot of bleeding. Saw a lot of bleeding in his heyday. He made appearances for such promotions such as World Class Championship Wrestling, Worldwide Wrestling Federation, which is WWF before WWF, Central States Wrestling, Championship Wrestling from Florida, and American Wrestling Associating, among others. He worked regularly in Japan for All Japan Pro Wrestling. He did some work in Puerto Rico. He was trained by Fritz Von Erich.
Fuck Fritz Von Erich. I'll see you in fucking hell, Fritz Von Erich. Fuck you, Fritz Von Erich. All my homies hate Fritz Von Erich.
Fuck Fritz Von Erich. He has a Wrestler Observer newsletter award named after him, like the best like brawler Bruiser Brody award. He is in the News Wrestler Hall of Fame, and he is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Interesting. What year did he go in? It's not telling me, and I don't want to look right now. But yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. I didn't know that. Let's championships. He's held the NWA International Heavyweight Championship, the PWF World Tag Team Champions with Stan Hansen, the World's Strongest Tag Team Dermatation League with Jimmy Snuka and Stan Hansen. NWA Florida Heavyweight Champion. He's won a lot of fucking belts. He's won the NWA America Tag Team Championships 3 times with Kerry Von Erich. So that's crazy. He's won a lot of fucking belts. A lot of belts. Seeing if anything sticks out. St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2007. Oh, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class in 2019. Okay. He was Wrestling Observer's newsletter Best Brawler from 1980 to 1984, and then again in 1987 and 1988. And well, he died on July 16th, 1988. He was supposed to have a match against Dan Spivey in Puerto Rico, and fuck Jose Gonzalez. They had a little scuffle and stabbed him in the locker room. Fuck Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah.
They fucking stabbed him and he died. Because, well...
Literally for why?
Well, Brody was known to be like, that's not going to work for me, brother. So that could have been it, but I think this was like a money dispute type of thing, and Jose Gonzalez is a scumbag. Anyway, fuck Jose Gonzalez.
Did he ever, get repercussions for it?
No.
I was gonna say...
He literally fucking admitted to it. Nope, nothing. Like, he ran with it in, storyline, bro. That he killed him. Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Right?
How did he not get any sort of,
Puerto Rico. And I'm not to sound like, that sounded racist, sorry. But, not to sound racist, but, literally, Puerto Rico. They don't give a fuck.
I guess this was kind of way back then.
This was in the 80s.
Yeah, so I guess the laws probably were a little bit different in a different country. So
and I guess what it was he claimed self-defense, right? And then the guys that were in the locker room, because if you go watch the Dark Side of the Ring thing,
yeah,
Tony Atlas was there, and he was talking about it, he witnessed the whole fucking thing, but. The Puerto Rican court, because Jose Gonzalez is also Puerto Rican. Bruiser Brody is American. This had to take place in Puerto Rican court because it happened in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So the Puerto Rican court never told their testifiers, right?
Yeah.
They testify. They never told them when the date was. So they never showed up.
Oh.
And okay. Jose Gonzalez just claimed self-defense pretty much, and that's how he pretty much got away with it.
Got ya.
Yeah. So he got away with murder. Not the first wrestler to get away with murder. There's been many.
Yeah.
But he got away with fucking murder. And yeah, went to go on to have a fucking career, and Bruiser Brody fucking died. He returned home in a fucking casket.
Yeah.
Fucking gone way too fucking soon. Legendary. Was probably towards the end of his career anyway at that time. But what could have been, you know?
Yeah.
And it sucks. And it's a legendary career that he probably could have done a lot more. Big influence.
Oh, yeah.
There's my favorite story of Bruiser Brody, and this falls under the line of Brody not wanting to do the job. There's so WrestleMania 2. It was Hogan versus King Kong Bundy in a steel cage match. Supposedly, the original working plan was it was going to be they were trying to get Hogan to face Brody in a cage match. Now, at that time, the rules of that cage match was you have to escape the cage. That's the only way. There's no pinfall or submission. You got to escape the cage. That was the whole point of it. So no one had to take the pin or submission. Perfect for both men. But not enough. That's a rumor of that was supposed to happen. So we almost got Hogan versus Brody because that would have been big at that time.
Yeah.
We almost got Brody in WWF. He was in pre Vince McMahon Jr. WWF that was ran by Senior. But imagine Brody on Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
That. The cartoon WWF, I guess. That would have been fucking something. Or imagine if he never got fucking stabbed and he was around for ECW.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
Because like one of my favorite matches of Bruiser Brody's career is Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen versus Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk from All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Which we watched that match.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match. Those boys worked. We also watched Brody versus Terry Funk from All Japan, where Terry Funk's ears bleeding.
Yeah.
Insane. And then I showed you this match from World Class Championship Wrestling. It is Bruiser Brody versus a guy known as Texas Red. Who's Texas Red, Lyssie?
I don't know, but I liked that guy that he was with. He looked a little familiar.
Yeah. We had Texas Red that was known as The Undertaker.
And we expected him to be liberal.
With Piercy Pringle, Paul Bear.
Piercy Pringle is the craziest fucking name, man.
But blonde hair, bro.
Dude, literally we started this match. I didn't know this was The Undertaker and Paul Bear. And I was like, yo, I'm not manager. I'm him. And Dylan was like, that's Paul Bear. And I'm like, no the fuck it's not.
I was like, yeah, that's The Undertaker and Paul Bear, bro.
And we expected him.
What'd you think of that? That's like Undertaker's like debut match, by the way.
Good for him.
That's like his debut first ever match.
Good for him. It was something, to say the least.
What do you think?
That was before Paul Bear saw the Addams Family.
He probably, before he fucking became an embalmer. Anyway, what do you like about Bruiser Brody? What's your thoughts on Bruiser Brody?
I don't really have a whole heck of a lot of thoughts about him, because, like, you're much more into the older wrestling than I am.
This is straight up old school hardcore. Hardcore old school wrestling.
So I really don't have too much to say aside from just kind of like the generic thing to say of just like, he was absolutely fucking iconic. He's an absolute fucking legend, and honestly, we wouldn't have a lot of the fucking hardcore and deathmatch stuff that we have now without someone like Bruiser Brody.
And like, you've seen videos of his entrances of like him waving the chain, people running away from him.
People were scared of him.
Fucking iconic Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin playing.
Terrified of him.
Yeah.
Literally fucking terrified of him.
He's a big fucking dude. His fur boots.
You can't be that scary with fur boots if I'm gonna be
big ass beard and hair.
But like, no, we wouldn't have a lot that we have now without him, and without people like him.
I don't know if you ever like. I should have had you watch like an interview. Have you ever like seen like him like have an interview or anything? He's an intelligent motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no,
You wouldn't think though, because of like the gimmick he plays, fucking screaming, going crazy.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what it was back in, was this the 80s, 90s, 80s, 70s, early 80s. Like, that's kind of what it was like though, and I mean, like, you ran with those fucking gimmicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kayfabe was still well and fucking alive. People believed wrestling was fucking real.
Well, yeah, like, it says in Dark Side of the Ring, like, his wife would drop him off at the airport. He would have his hair tied back. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he would get out of the car, he would untie his hair, let the hair down, and he's Bruiser Brody. Yeah. He's Bruiser Brody the minute he steps out of that car, because he has to be Bruiser Brody at the airport. Yeah. Imagine him at the airport, bro. Like, imagine something, like, he misses his flight, so he gets to go crazy. Because he's Bruiser Brody. Excuse.
Oh my god.
Starts whipping his chain. How the fuck did he travel with his goddamn... Well, it's pre 9/11. That makes sense, actually. Yeah. Bro, you got a chain.
Oh! It probably wasn't in his carry-on either.
Bro, you got it. There's a chain in there. Starts screaming. He's fucking insane. I love Bruiser Brody. I wish he was still here. Yeah. Bruiser Brody.
Unfortunate.
Bruiser Brody would hate Jon Moxley.
Probably.
The name Brody still lives on in wrestling, though. Yeah. Brody Lee, Brody King. There's a reason why. Yeah. They decided to have Brody as their name. Bruiser Brody's such a cool name, too.
It is.
I have a cool figure of Bruiser Brody.
But yeah.
Thanks, Chaos the Clown, for the figure of Bruiser Brody, because he's the one that actually got it for me. I love Bruiser Brody. I actually got a cool Ka in 2K25 of Bruiser Brody. So yeah. I play as Bruiser Brody a lot, because I like... It's like,
whoa, the superstar hotline.
I'm going to call that $1.49 per minute.
That's fucking expensive.
Holy shit. You must be 18 years old to have your parents' permission before.
This is WWF too. $1.50 a minute? That's insane.
Back in 94 or 95? 95, November of 95. In this economy.
That's asking for like $5 a minute. That's fucking crazy.
Right?
That's fucking insane.
In this economy.
Oh, the Minion dude's back.
This Henry O'Godwin. Yeah, bro, it's literally just a bunch of fucking random matches.
But anyway, anything else you gotta say?
No, Bruiser Brody's just a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Icon.
Well, with that being this to the end, I'm very tired. I guess I might as well just take us all out here, right?
Take us out.
Alrighty.
That's the end.
Thank you guys so much for listening and watching, tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, your neighbors, fellow Bruiser Brody lovers, anything along those lines. If you enjoyed, you can also follow, I don't know, did I say follow us on Instagram? You can follow us on Instagram at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. If you want to follow me on any of my social medias, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar, LUNG_TAR. Find me on Blue Sky at Lungtar as well, LUNG. I think it's _TAR. You can find me on TikTok at Lungbucks, LUNG_BUCKS. Dylan, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram at DYL_line, WEAVES_line. Same thing on Twitter without the underscore lines.
All one word.
All one word.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.